So I saw your post on the Slack channel. So you're developing a dispatch feature for real estate agents. So overall, just first thing first, it looks cool. It looks very simple in terms of like there's not a lot of buttons. And I think you did a good job with the colors in terms of like actionable buttons. Here you can see it, and you have your profile icon. Let's go through it. There's one thing that immediately caught my attention is this portion right here. It just seems like hard to read, and overall the whole thing is really small. I don't know if that's just because of the display that you're using it on, but everything seems really small. So maybe expanding everything a little bit. Because me personally, I have vision problems too, so it's a little difficult for me to see everything right now. Okay, so I assume that you would be able to change the colors right here. If that's the case, then that's good because right now they're all kind of meshing together. On this filter section, there's nothing that's allowing me to like confirm the filter. Like if it automatically does it in real time, that's cool. But just looking at this from a static page, it looks like where would I click in order to actually filter everything? I guess with this map, you're just trying to show like where each individual location would be. I guess you could put the location right here. Um, I feel like location is a bit, the word location is a bit off because you actually have genuine addresses that you could put in. So I would recommend changing this to address. I don't know if these are agents or if they're customers. So maybe having like a little feature right here where it says like, so you could filter through agent or customer just from here, and maybe you don't even need this filter tab right here. Yeah, this weekly thing, it just seems really hard to read. We could go ahead and check real quick. So when you're making a product, there's like accessibility. You want it to be accessible. So right now it doesn't pass anything. The contrast ratio 1.4 to 1. You have different grades of accessibility. Usually you would want to at least pass AA, which is 3 to 1. It's not passing that right now. Another thing I would think about is rethinking this logo right here, just because I'm not too sure. If I were to click on this and I were to click on this logo up here on the top left, I don't know what would happen. These logos, not too sure what would happen with those either. If you wanted this whole sidebar to expand, you could probably switch this to like an arrow or something. This is already an arrow, so that could be a little confusing. My recommendation for the sidebar would probably be to just add text somewhere, like, hey, what is this? This is this. I'm not too sure what differentiates the blue from the green. Maybe that's something that's not built out over here yet. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I guess I could go through like a little redesign of how I would do this, trying to keep it as close to the same as possible. So let's do that now. I was looking at like different nav bars or sidebars because I was working on a project with sidebars as well. Some feedback that I got is probably keeping the names, just like you right here, names of the icons so you know what they are. But then I started looking at different companies and different types of sidebars that people have, and I've noticed that the horizontal one, instead of this thin like vertical one, a lot of people have been using this wide horizontal one. And I think for your case, since you only have that one piece of navigation over here, it would be better to put it in this entire nav right here. I'm gonna go with my idea of having the filters not even be here because I feel like you could add filters onto the actual calendar itself, and like having new showings and filters be right next to each other, it kind of creates this disconnect between what what's going on over here. I feel like if you're gonna add filters, you should add it here, and then maybe minimize this end. Not too sure. Could do testing on that. It's always funny because whenever I see this, I always think like whenever I see it white, I always feel like that looks like it passes, but it never passes. And I guess, different color blindnesses, they have, issues with seeing green, so I guess that makes sense. But it's just so strange to, like, as someone that can see all the colors, to know that, like, something clearly that is fine for me, not fine for somebody else. I think that's interesting. Yeah, that's basically it. You know, might have disagreements, or you might think it looks worse. I think it looks sleek in this one. Um, I think there's some accessibility issues, like I've said. That's like one of the big things that I've been saying is just accessibility. So this looks a little bit bigger and clunkier, but it's easier to use. People are gonna find this easier to use because it is bigger. You have like bigger buttons, and uh, it's not as fun looking, but it's more usable. Um, yeah, that's basically it. This was 38 minutes. I'll probably try to edit it down for you, just so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Um, yeah, so that's it. Probably another reason why it looks smaller is because it actually is a smaller width. This. But you could see that even with the smaller width, you still have enough space to put in everything. And expanding this would expand the calendar, so you could see more of the calendar, you could see more of the map, and then you would just have more space for this. Maybe like increase the sizes of these boxes in terms of width. Probably keep the same height though. Yeah. So yeah. Hope that helped.